7 p.m. Since, well, we have an application before us, but I don't see anybody here representing. So there's no reason we'll go to, which is under new business. So let's go to the Waterboro zoning ordinance. This was a referendum question for retail.
Do we have a quorum?
Ah, we have a quorum. Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome.
So, yes, it was a referendum question for retail marijuana stores, non-medical. Vijay.
Yep, good evening. This wording, excuse me, is wording that I used in another municipality as well. Their zoning ordinance is set up very much like Waterboro's. And I had sent it off to Natalie Burns for her review, and she made some very minor tweaks to some of the wording just to make sure she felt comfortable with the legal aspect of it. So this is the proposed wording based on the Select Board's actions, I believe 2 weeks ago. They've asked the Planning Board to hold the public hearing, so the wording's been drafted. It's in front of you for public hearing at the August 2nd meeting. But you have it tonight, and that way you'll have it available, and that way Tammy, if given the okay by you folks tonight, Tammy will make sure the public hearing is ready to roll.
So we're going to have a public hearing just to validate that this got voted down at our polls.
Well, to validate the wording that's proposed, which basically prohibits any sort of retail marijuana sales, manufacturing, stores, you name it.
All right.
Lee, did we create this wording? We adopt it? Is there a consistent standard for this wording across the state of Maine?
There is no consistent standard for wording across the state of Maine. There is a Maine Municipal Association's put out a draft of what they're recommending. Mm-hmm. But as I said, I've used this for another municipality here in York County, and our attorney, your attorney, Natalie Burns, has reviewed it and is very comfortable with it.
Any other questions from the board?
Seems pretty straightforward.
I agree. Okay.
It would certainly become much more complicated if we were going to be dealing with allowing it in some form or fashion. But to prohibit it, it's pretty easy.
All right.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's it. That's it under this item.
Yeah. Glenn, anything?
Nothing.
Tim?
No, it's just, this is kind of the buying us time until the state and the feds figure out what they want to do with marijuana, because it's illegal in the federal law, and so supposedly legal in Maine, so this was our course.
Okay.
Temporarily.
All right. Which I see we can go back to, are you?
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, do you need a motion to send out public hearing? We're discussing.
Sure.
Thank you.
See, I give you the technical stuff. I let her deal with the process.
Do we have a motion?
Some.
Do we have a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, Tammy. So, let's move on to, are you Heather Glidden?
Yes.
Come on up. This is an application for what's going to be a mobile trailer, food trailer, the El Camino Fresh Mexican Grill. They're looking for a temporary use permit, and we're looking at section 2.07, and this is to be located at JD's Package Store and Redemption Center. Why don't you give us a little brief? Is there anything you want to tell the board?
Well, this is all new to me, so I apologize that I had permission from Mike, so I started down there and then found out that I needed a town permit. I've been in nursing for 24 years, quit my job recently, and decided to do this because my husband bought the trailer last year, redid the whole thing, and so I decided I'd give it a try. And Mike happened to talk with my husband and said that we were welcome to park it down there, so that's what we've been doing 2 to 3 days a week, and then we do fairs on the side. We just did Lebanon mud runs, which was busy, very busy. But my niece, it's a family thing. My daughters come down and help out, my niece, and it's just, I grew up in Waterboro. I've been here 42 years, so I just figured it would be nice to keep it local. And we also did the old homestay, which went very well.
How long would you like to be out there? What's your intention? To be back to JD's?
For the summer,
So we got another 3 months outside.
yeah. I'm not sure, I have never done anything in the winter. I'm not even sure that it would be possible. If it is, then that would be great.
Well, at this time, it's gonna be just a temporary permit, so
Okay.
it's not gonna roll you into winter anyhow.
Okay.
Questions from the board?
I do have a write-up of what my shack is and what I serve.
Oh,
And
speaking of, yeah, we got a full report, that was very nice, pictures and all. Dave?
They're already up. The TV Land is seeing them.
Oh, okay,
at the
great.
same time.
Perfect.
As we're watching.
All right.
Are there other businesses down there other than JD's in that parking lot? There used to be people selling perennials. Are they still there?
no,
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, they were there last year.
The last one,
I know he's had a few different people there at some point, but it's just me now.
are there any parking concerns?
I was gonna speak with Glenn about that. This would be part of the conditional use ought to be if it's gonna interfere with traffic,
Right.
because it is Route 5.
Yeah, I've passed her a few times. I don't think there'll be no parking issues. He's got a place there for 20 cars. And, I've never seen more than 7 or 8 cars in that parking lot at any one time. They're pretty quick to get in and out of that store. It's a package store, so it's not like they're gonna eat something. They're in there for a bottle and they're out.
Right, you also have the Redemption Center there.
Yep.
And that's sort of be in and out of
Yeah,
trucks.
that's the same thing, it's an in and out process, so the parking won't be an issue there, just kind of off the beaten path as far as the parking lot's concerned.
That's why Mike asked me to park more towards the bank, so that there
Yeah.
is a few parking spaces right there in front of the shack.
I didn't
And-
see any tables or anything in your pictures. There's not going to be anything.
Oh,
like
I have a
that.
picnic table, yeah, we usually move it off because I take the trailer home every night, and then bring it back in the morning and set it up, and then we bring the picnic table out, just to keep it out of the way when we're not there.
Do we need to put a time limit on this?
Well,
6 months or? is it-
3 months, because
3 months?
under the conditional use in this section, it allows us 3 30-day periods, correct?
That's correct.
I was over there and I saw you out there one day, and then that following Wednesday, I was in there again and I saw a lady backing out from the Redemption Center and there was a car parked there. She nailed it right in the door. I don't know how,
When I was there?
no,
Oh.
no, this was during the week. I saw you there the previous week.
Okay.
Yeah, I was concerned about that. I mean, maybe it was just the operator, but
Operator error.
It's amazing what you see when you're out
Oh,
there all
yeah.
day.
have you had any problems with anybody else in the area saying anything about the competition or anything like that?
I haven't had, no.
Good.
Glenn,
She's,
as far as,
I've actually, on the other hand, had customers saying, thank you, something different, and this is great, and we look forward to, and I wish I had a set schedule, but it depends on what I have for the weekend and fairs, and that's why on the Facebook page I have followers and getting 5-star reviews, so that's great, that's nice. And I post weekly what my days and hours will be.
What about fire and safety issues?
she is licensed by the state, and she's ServSafe certified, also by the state. I don't know if she has an extinguisher inside.
I do.
You do? Okay.
I was actually inspected down at Old Homestay.
By Scott Davis?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
and
told me you were there.
Everything went great, so.
And Scott Davis is
He's the state health inspector.
state.
Yeah, and he knows Heather by first name and has all but good stuff to say about her operation. Judy Worth had a concern about food safety. And it's funny that she brought that up, because I talked to Scott Davis about the same thing just a few days after or before the festival. And he made recommendations to Heather, I think. Once you describe to the board what he recommended to you.
When he first came and inspected me last year, I only did 2 events because I was working full-time. I had a warmer, and that's how I was putting my meats in there and then cooking it thoroughly on the grill before serving it. We have a little generator that we're using, so it's very quiet, so it's not bothering. You can barely hear it. So my husband told me I couldn't plug anything else in, so we went to ice. Well, you know how warm it's been. It's constantly, we're giving JD's a lot of business with ice. But we're constantly changing the ice. So when at Old Homestay, he recommended that I go back to the warmer, which I have done. So I have 3 sections in my warmer and then the little burners underneath, so I don't have to plug anything in.
Heather, can you explain what Serve Safe is to the board?
Yeah, I did an 8-hour online course, and it goes through what temperatures food should be held in, you know, wearing gloves and contamination. You have to have certain cutting boards for certain meats and utensils, and so I did that 8-hour online course, and then I went into Cabela's and took the test, and I am certified now.
So she's doing everything right and in compliance with state health rules.
I have insurance, I have my permit, and been inspected. So.
Lee J, is this something that we should have a public hearing for the surrounding businesses?
I'm not sure. I'm actually have left this up to Glenn for his review, so I haven't really looked at the ordinance in that respect. I think. Go ahead.
It's a temporary use.
Yeah.
I don't think a public hearing would be required, but you know, if you guys would feel safer, I mean, it's your call. I just don't think it would be required.
Yeah, I think the conditional use wording says that the planning board may hold a public hearing, but don't quote me on that until I can find it and look at it. Conditional uses, yeah, 4.
John, do you want that? It's just a description of the
Yep,
business.
I'll add it to the folder. Thank you.
Okay.
Makes you nervous when I start doing that stuff?
So in the conditional use process under 3rd paragraph in section 4.01, excuse me, it says if the planning board feels it is necessary to either gather additional information, resolve conflicting information, or to inform the public, it may hold a public hearing pursuant to the provisions of section 13.07. So it's not a requirement. It's if you feel that there's other issues that you need to gain information from other folks or the public, then you could do it. Otherwise, you're not required to do so.
Recommendations.
Is there any restriction on reissuing, on the number of reissues of temporary permits that can occur?
3.
3. Okay.
3 for 30 days each, correct?
Right.
So the original one we're going to give is, what, 30 days, 90 days?
We were going to discuss that. We could do it either way.
If you did 90 days, is that all 3 then?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, and then that's the end, and then the next permit would have to be a permanent?
No, they'd have to come back to renew.
Okay.
Each
So
time.
what I'm driving at is then, if there were any issues that would occur during the first temporary permit period or subsequent ones, you could always then have a public hearing if that became necessary.
Correct.
Okay.
So in lieu of that, could we ask to send out letters to the area? Or would that, just so that it's public knowledge that they have?
I might suggest one way that you could do it so that it's not an inconvenience unless there's an issue would be to, in your minutes or in your approval, grant a 30-day approval with the understanding that if any issues occur, that before it's automatically renewed by the code officer, that you could hold a public hearing prior to renewal or extension of the next 60 days worth of time period. That way you're covered, she's covered, Glenn's covered, and if nothing of any kind of issues come up, she just keeps going for the 90 days, or the remaining 60 days.
Sound good? Yeah, I agree with that. Since in lieu of not having a public hearing, we'll go with a 30-day permit, you just come back. That way, if anybody has concerns that they see you out there, then we'll address it. Otherwise, we'll go to a public hearing, it's gonna be another 2 weeks at least,
Okay,
all right?
yeah.
So
So is that 3
I don't
permit?
think she has to come back unless there's a problem.
Correct.
Correct.
Well, what I'm,
Oh, I
well, what
thought
I'm,
you said-
no, sure, you will not have to come back to the planning board, but you'll have to see Glenn every
Okay.
30 days,
Yep,
okay?
Okay.
Yep.
And then if anything happens in between, then we'll deal with it.
you getting all that, Tim?
But if, no problems, just keep seeing good old Glenn over there, you'll be fine.
And these will be posted or are posted?
They are posted, yeah.
Yeah, they have to be posted,
Yes.
and all the rest of the stuff.
And if I may also, Mr. Chairman, just take a liberty. When I worked for a municipality for a long time, I oversaw the food inspection. We had our own inspector in the municipality because it was a large one. We encouraged the Serve Safe program to all of the restaurants, not any one particular kind. And many of the restaurants went through it. And I think it's a great program. And maybe in the future, this community may want to at least encourage, mobile vendors and others to do it. I think what Heather's done is really good, and I think it's it will make those businesses that much better, because when you know that they've been through the Serve Safe program, they're doing things the right way.
And my niece worked for Vandy's for 4 years, so she knows all the rules. I do eventually want her to go and get her certificate also. So.
You got lucky on the 8-hour course. I went to New Hampshire College to get
How long was that?
a
I
little bit longer than
honestly
that.
did not want anything
That's
to
right.
do with this concession trailer when my husband started it. I said, I don't have time, I don't want to be involved. And it's a 1975 trailer, he redid the whole thing.
That looks great.
It
Did
does
an
look
amazing
good.
job. And then how am I going to get permits? How can you look into this? And then I had so much time invested that, this might be fun. And then the girls are definitely, interested in learning. And so they come down when it's not real busy and learning to take orders and cash. I said, you're not on vacation. You need to learn math.
Can they give change back without a calculator?
No.
I prefer they use the calculator.
So, Mr. Chair, if you
Yes.
can just clarify Heather's requirements one more time so she understands completely.
All right.
what you want to do.
Right, thank you.
Okay.
Because we're not going to go to a public hearing, the board's going to vote to give you a temporary permit for 30 days.
Okay.
You will not be required to come back to the planning board. You can go right to code enforcement. You will be allowed 3 30-day permits.
Is that per year?
Correct.
Okay. So next year, if I choose to do this, I will
Right.
come back?
Yes,
Okay.
and that way, if we get any feedback from the general public, we can always say we can hold off on the second or third permit and go to a public hearing and give everybody a chance to speak their piece.
Okay.
And do we do that every year, or can she get the 90-day next year?
Well,
Or
yeah,
do you want
well,
to
we'll deal with
continue
that next year. I guess if we get through 90 days and nobody complains, then we'll deal with it next year. I guess that'll set a precedent.
Yeah, I
See
think
if I
that
make it
makes
through
sense.
this year.
Yeah, scare the first.
A little hot over that grill.
Comments from the board?
Good luck.
Do we have
Thank you.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Did you get that, Tammy?
Yes, I did.
Conditions. Well, I will make that a motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Dave beat you to it.
Thank
Any,
you.
any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous, motion carries.
Thank
Enjoy.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
Stop in and get some tacos. Yes.
We'll get a permit to you, Heather, in the next few days.
Okay, do I come in for that?
Yeah, Heather will reach out to you and let you know when it's ready.
Okay.
Tammy will.
Tammy will.
What did I say?
Tammy will, said Heather.
Or you'll stop by and buy lunch, right?
Yeah.
Glenn goes on vacation on Friday, so it may not get to you until the following week, but should anybody have any questions, send them to me, and I
Okay.
can verify that you're okay to be where you're at.
Okay, great.
All
Thank
right?
you so much.
You're welcome.
You're
Good
welcome.
luck.
Who's Heather, Glenn?
All right, why don't we go back to the minutes of our previous meeting?
This is just stuff you guys can work on the next couple of weeks. Speaking of local vendors. The definition is not.
All right, yeah, we're gonna,
Yeah.
I was gonna take that up under communications,
Okay.
All right, yep.
which I guess we could have done on the business, but since we're on the minutes from the last meeting.
I don't see any.
There
I
aren't
don't
any.
have any.
I'm sorry, I have
Okay.
not had a chance to type them out.
That's fine, we can work with that
I
next.
really haven't.
Do we have any old business?
We can either take it up under old business or communications.
Let's do it under old business. Well, actually, because it's kind of a new bit. Well, I
Yeah.
guess because it's an ordinance, so. we can-
Well, no, it's actually not. This is another communication that we're gonna give to you folks this evening. All I would ask is, please, let's not have any additional conversation about this communication at this time, as it has been a project that was previously pending before us. And I will let you know that I've had some initial communication
Thank you.
with Natalie about the process and what we ought to do moving forward, because there's not a lot of good information out there as to where we actually are in the process, other than previous minutes, and that would suggest that they really don't have anything. Tim gets a copy too.
I thought maybe it was confidential.
No. So, I'm going to be meeting, or having a phone conversation with Natalie on August 2nd to get some clarification on how she believes we ought to move forward with this, and possibly have her communicate to the author of this letter, indicating our position.
Thank you.
And the attachment is a valid, brand-new permit from DEP on that.
Where is Waterboro Townhall's response to this? Is it in here?
There is no response at this time. We're waiting to meet with Natalie.
So what you're saying is you don't want to discuss this right now?
Correct.
Because the applicant is not here.
Yes.
And there are too many pages there for you to read real quick in 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, this is not new information to the board, so.
Well, it is to some of the board members, and that's
Correct.
going to be part of my
Okay.
concern, is that we have new board members again on here that have not
All right.
been involved in this previously.
Okay, so covers our old business. Anything else? Under communications, which I probably should put up under new business, maybe we ought to create a section of our ordinance for these mobile trailers.
Well, that's what that definition is in front of you. Just, you guys can look at it and tweak it and
Okay.
edit it, and we'll talk about it the next one.
Are you suggesting additional standards for how they place them, where they place them?
Yeah, nice, easy going, some design standards. We don't really want to get into, rusty trailers and, on business properties. Like just some
That's-
good basic guidelines.
Yeah, that's
Because we
valid.
really don't have any specifics on this.
No, we don't.
Also, the question I'll put out is, should we open this up to, book sales? Or, if the high school wants to, sell something to buy new uniforms or go to state finals, things like that. Any kind of mobile retail things to park as a temporary use. So I'll just throw that out there for the
Sure.
board members. See what you guys come up with.
Not just food, any type
Mobile
of
retail vendors.
mobile wheeled retail vendor, that's a good. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a look at that. I'm sure there's models out there.
If a food vendor gets a license from the state, Do they look at things like bathrooms and hand washing and all? That's all included right in that permit? Okay.
That is.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I didn't have any.
Yeah.
I had no
Good
problem,
question.
it's all white.
So they're gonna have
That's what I
porta toilets
thought,
out there? Are they required to have a porta toilet?
I'm not sure what they've got.
What was your question?
Porta
They
potties.
do,
They
you
do
can
it.
see it in that picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's right up against the,
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And they have JDs
All right.
also, and
So, because Ms. Glidden's not here, I guess we should move on.
she's got a hand sanitizer inside the vehicle.
But those things like that.
Sure.
Let's see, any communication by,
Yeah, I guess the only thing about the vendor thing, we might want to restrict it to a business property and not.
Oh, absolutely.
residential property.
Yeah, commercial property. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Notice up over.
any communications from board members?
Judy's
Yes,
thinking.
no? Thinking out loud?
no, well, that would be, come under the number of uses for the principal owner on that property.
Well, if it's temporary, I mean, we can work
If
through
it's
that, but if it's
temporary,
temporary,
it doesn't matter.
right,
Yeah.
correct.
But that's exactly why we should put something in place for
Yeah.
clarity.
Yeah.
All right, miscellaneous, anything from anybody for any reason? Anybody like to speak before
I'll
we,
just mention that I am going on vacation next week.
time to build?
Jim Allaire of Elford and Patty McKenna of Lyman are both deputies for Waterboro. And so Tammy will be using those folks to do inspections while I'm out. And of course, she can reach me anytime. That's it.
Okay.
And no, I won't be sharing your cell number.
And we have here a communication from the Jensen
Jackson,
Baird.
Baird, Carter, and Henry. Natalie Burns' office.
Okay,
Yes.
and it's a municipal client seminar. This is, if you want to get brought up to speed on all new laws that were created last year in the 128th Maine Legislature that affect municipalities. This is Thursday, September 28th. And I'm looking to see where this is.
If you've
It's
never-
It's 6 p.m. date, 30 p.m. at the Doubletree Hotel, South Portland.
If you've never been, they do a great job. They have attorneys from each one of their sections discuss multiple municipal issues or issues that affect municipal law, whether it's city clerk matters to zoning issues to you name it. They do a great job. They serve dinner. It's more finger foods and sandwiches, but they serve it, and they put on a really good show. People from all over the state come down.
Tammy and I went last year. It was really good.
Yep. Yep.
Anything else? All right, that brings us to, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second, do we have a second? Second. All right. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous?